Liam Carter was a 24-year-old graphic designer living in a small town in Oregon. He spent most of his time working from his laptop, drinking black coffee, and scrolling through social media late into the night. Liam didn't have many friends. He wasn't shy, but after a tough breakup the year before, he had stopped going out. His world had become quiet and digital. One night, while sitting on his couch and browsing a photography page he liked, Liam got a message. It was from someone named Ava. Her profile was simple, just a few posts, mostly sunsets and books, but her profile picture caught his eye. A girl with soft blonde hair, blue eyes, and a gentle smile. She looked like someone from a dream. "Hey, I really like your art," she wrote. Liam stared at the message for a moment. He didn't know her, they had no mutual friends, but something about her words felt warm. "Thanks, that means a lot," he replied. They began talking, just simple stuff at first. Music, favorite movies, favorite foods. Ava seemed kind, funny, and smart. She asked Liam questions no one ever asked him before. She remembered little things he said. She made him laugh again. Days turned into weeks and their chats turned into video calls. Except Ava never turned her camera on. She said her webcam was broken, or she wasn't wearing makeup, or she just wasn't feeling her best. Liam didn't push. Still, he felt himself falling for her. He didn't know her voice that well. He didn't know where she really lived. But every night, when her name lit up on his screen, Liam felt like he wasn't alone. Liam and Ava talked every single night. No matter how tired he was, Liam always made time for her. They messaged during the day too, sending jokes, songs, and photos of their meals. Liam felt happier than he had in months. Ava made everything feel exciting again. But there were rules. Ava didn't want to talk on the phone too long. She said her voice made her nervous. She also didn't like video calls. She always had an excuse. Bad lighting, sick voice, bad hair day. Liam didn't mind at first. He liked texting more anyway. One day, Liam asked if she wanted to meet in person. He said he could drive out to where she lived. She said she was in Seattle, only a few hours away. But Ava quickly changed the subject. "Let's not rush it," she typed. "I'm not ready to meet yet. Can we just keep this between us for now?" Liam was a little hurt, but he told himself it was okay. Maybe she had her reasons. Maybe she was shy. He remembered how broken he felt after his last relationship. Maybe Ava had been hurt too. So he agreed. "Just us," he wrote. "Promise." Ava sent a heart emoji. Even though they hadn't met, Liam felt closer to her than anyone else. She made him feel seen. Every morning, her first message made him smile. Every night, her goodnight texts gave him peace. Still, deep in his heart, a small doubt sat quietly. Why didn't she want to meet? Why was she hiding? But Liam ignored it. Because love was starting to feel real again. Liam's best friend, Nate, had known him since high school. They used to hang out almost every weekend, playing video games or watching football. But lately, Liam had been cancelling plans. Every time Nate invited him out, Liam would say, "Not tonight. I'm talking to someone." One Saturday afternoon, Nate stopped by Liam's apartment with pizza. He looked around and laughed. "You haven't cleaned up in days, man. Who's this mystery girl keeping you so busy?" Liam smiled and showed Nate a picture of Ava's profile. "She's amazing. Her name's Ava. She lives in Seattle. We talk every day." Nate raised an eyebrow. "You've met her?" Liam paused. "Not in person. But we're close. Really close." Nate looked unsure. "What does she do? What's her last name?" Liam shrugged. "She doesn't like giving out too much personal info. She's private." "Dude," Nate said seriously, "you sure this isn't fake? There are people online who pretend to be someone they're not." Liam got defensive. "She's real, okay? We connect. I know when someone's being honest." Nate didn't push, but he left a little worried. That night, Liam told Ava what Nate had said. She replied quickly. "Don't let anyone ruin what we have. People just don't understand us." Liam sighed and typed back, "I trust you." Ava responded with a heart and a voice message. It was short and quiet, just her saying, "I'm real, Liam, I promise." He played the message over and over. But even then, in the back of his mind, Nate's words stuck like a whisper. What if she wasn't who she said she was? Liam couldn't sleep that night. He kept thinking about Ava's voice message. It was short, only 5 words, but something about it felt off. Her voice was soft, almost too perfect, like it had no flaws at all, no background noise, no breath between words. The next morning he opened his laptop and started looking at her profile more closely. He had never really questioned it before. Her posts were simple: book quotes, flower pictures, a few selfies, but none of the photos had comments, and all of them had been posted in the last 6 months. No older pictures, no friends tagged, no videos. It didn't feel normal. Liam copied one of Ava's pictures and searched for it on Google using reverse image search. To his shock, the photo showed up on a completely different website. It belonged to a girl named Zoe who lived in another state and had a huge following on Instagram. Liam's heart dropped. He clicked back to Ava's profile. Was everything fake? He messaged her, "Ava, can we talk?" She replied instantly, "Of course, what's wrong?" "I just want to ask something," Liam typed. "Are you really who you say you are?" There was a long pause. Then she replied, "Why would you ask me that?" Liam stared at the screen, unsure what to say. "Because I saw your photo somewhere else." Another pause. Then she sent a message. "Please don't leave me, I'll explain everything." Liam's hands shook. He didn't know what hurt more, that she might be lying, or that deep down he still wanted to believe her. Liam stared at the screen, waiting for her reply. His heart pounded. After a few minutes, Ava finally messaged back. "I'm not who I said I was, but I'm still me, Liam. I didn't lie to hurt you." He felt like the air had been knocked out of him. "Then who are you?" he asked. She responded with a long message. "My name isn't Ava. I made the profile months ago using someone else's pictures. I never thought I'd keep using it. I just wanted to talk to someone, just once. But then I met you, and I couldn't stop." Liam's eyes burned. He read the message twice, then a third time. "Why didn't you just tell me?" he wrote back. "Because I thought you'd leave," she replied. "And I didn't want to lose you." Liam didn't know what to feel. Angry, hurt, confused. A part of him felt betrayed, but another part remembered all the nights she had made him laugh, all the little things she remembered about him. "So, is anything about you real?" he asked. She replied, "The way I feel about you is real. That's all I can say for now." Liam sat back, staring at the ceiling. His heart said she had lied, but something else, something softer, whispered that maybe, just maybe, she was telling the truth now. He typed slowly, "If you really care about me, send me a real photo of you." There was no reply for a long time. Then finally she sent a message. "Okay, but promise you'll still talk to me." Liam didn't reply. He just waited. Because now he needed to see the truth for himself. The message came late at night. Liam was lying in bed staring at the ceiling when his phone buzzed. It was from her. "I'm shaking right now, but here it is," the message read. Below it, she sent a picture. Liam's hand trembled as he tapped it. The photo opened slowly. It wasn't the girl from the profile, the one with flawless hair and perfect lighting. This was a different girl. Her photo was taken in low light. She had brown hair pulled into a messy bun, no makeup and tired eyes. She looked nervous, but real. Her name wasn't Ava. She looked like someone who didn't want to be seen, but also someone brave enough to be honest. "I'm sorry I lied," she messaged. "My name is Mallory." Liam stared at the screen for a long time. He didn't know how to respond. He wasn't sure what he felt. There was sadness, anger, confusion, but also something else. Relief. Because finally someone real was looking back at him. "Why did you choose that other girl's photo?" he typed. Mallory replied, "I didn't think anyone would want to talk to the real me. I didn't think I was enough." Liam's chest ached. He thought about how lonely he had felt before he met her, how many nights she had kept him company, even if her face had been a lie. He typed, "I don't know what to say." Then she said, "Just don't leave, please." Liam didn't answer right away. But he didn't close the chat either. Because now, everything had changed. And part of him still wanted to know who Mallory really was. The next morning, Liam woke up to 3 unread messages from Mallory. "Thank you for not blocking me. I understand if you don't want to keep talking. But I hope we can still be something." Liam read the words slowly. Everything between them felt different now. Before, their chats were fun, full of flirting and jokes. Now they felt quiet. careful, like walking through a broken room and trying not to step on glass. He replied, "I don't know what we are right now. I'm still trying to figure it out." Mallory responded, "I'll be patient. I don't want to lie anymore." Later that day, Liam sat outside at a coffee shop. He watched couples walk by, real people holding hands, laughing, sharing drinks. He felt like someone who had been dreaming for weeks and just woke up. He opened their chat again and sent a question. "So what do you actually do?" Mallory replied, "I work from home, mostly editing videos for other people. I live alone, no pets. I don't go out much. I guess I'm kind of boring." Liam typed back, "You're not boring. You just never gave the real you a chance." There was a pause. "Thank you," she wrote. Their conversation was slower that day. No heart emojis, no inside jokes. It was like starting over, but without the masks. For the first time, Liam was talking to the real Mallory. And maybe that was scarier, but also more honest. Because even though she had lied, now she was trying to tell the truth. And Liam wasn't ready to walk away. Not yet. 2 days later, Liam got a message from Mallory. "I've been thinking," she wrote, "maybe it's time I stopped hiding completely." Liam's heart skipped. "What do you mean?" "I want to call you. A real video call. Just once. For real. If you still want to see me." Liam stared at the message. His hands felt sweaty. He remembered all the times she had refused to turn on her camera. All the nights he wondered who she was. Now she was offering the truth. Completely. "Okay," he replied. "Tonight?" Mallory sent a thumbs-up emoji. "I'm nervous," she added, "but I want to do this." That night, Liam sat in front of his laptop, the room dark except for the glow of the screen. His heart pounded as the call connected. The screen was black for a few seconds. Then it lit up. There she was, Mallory. Not a filtered photo, not someone else's image, just her, sitting in a hoodie, her hair pulled back, no fancy lights or makeup. She smiled nervously. "Hi," she said, her voice shaking just a little. Liam smiled back. For a few moments, they just looked at each other. She didn't look like the girl from the fake profile. She looked real. And somehow, that was better. "You're different than I imagined," Liam said softly. "I know," Mallory replied. "I'm sorry I made you fall for someone who wasn't me." Liam paused. "Maybe I didn't," he said. "Maybe I was falling for you the whole time. You just didn't believe you were enough." Mallory covered her mouth and laughed nervously, shyly. For the first time, they weren't just typing words behind screens. They were seeing each other. For real. After their first video call, Liam couldn't stop thinking about Mallory. She looked so different from the profile she had used, but somehow she felt more familiar than ever. Her voice, her smile, her way of looking down when she got nervous. It all felt real now. The next evening, they called again. This time, Mallory was more relaxed. She wore her hair down and talked more freely. "Can I tell you something?" she asked. "Of course," Liam replied. "I wasn't just hiding because of my looks. I was also ashamed of my life." Mallory took a deep breath. "I used to be really sick a few years ago. I had to drop out of college and stay home for a long time. I lost friends. I lost my confidence. I started spending most of my time online, and when I saw that girl's picture one day, I thought, maybe if I looked like her, people would listen." Liam didn't say anything at first. He just watched her talk, her eyes soft and honest. "I never thought anyone would like the real me," Mallory continued, "but you made me feel seen, even when I was pretending." Liam leaned closer to the camera. "You don't need to pretend anymore," he said gently. "I want to know the real you now." Mallory smiled, a real, small, hopeful smile. "Okay," she said. "Then I guess it's my turn to start being honest." That night, their conversation lasted for hours. They didn't talk about the lie anymore. They talked about their favorite childhood memories, their fears, their dreams. And slowly, piece by piece, the truth between them began to build something new. Something honest, something real. A week passed. Liam and Mallory video chatted every day now. Their connection felt stronger with each call. Without the fake profile, without the hiding, everything felt lighter, realer. They laughed more. They even had inside jokes again. One night, Mallory asked a question. "Do you think we could meet in person?" Liam paused. "Are you sure?" Mallory nodded on screen. "I want to. I'm still scared, but I want to stop being afraid of life. I want to see you for real, not just on a screen." Liam smiled. "Then let's do it." They picked a weekend. Liam offered to come to her town. Mallory gave him the real address, an apartment in a quiet neighborhood in Washington. It wasn't far from where he lived, just a 3-hour drive. He booked a small hotel nearby, and when the weekend arrived, he packed a bag and drove off. The trip felt like a dream. Trees passed by in a blur. Music played low on the radio. His heart raced the entire way. When he finally pulled up to her street, he sat in his car for a few minutes. What if it was awkward? What if she changed her mind? Then he saw her. Mallory was standing by the front steps in jeans and a hoodie, just like in their calls. She was holding her phone and looking nervous. Liam got out of the car slowly. She looked up, their eyes met. Neither of them said a word at first. Then she smiled, and it wasn't shy this time. "You came," she whispered. "Of course I did," Liam said. And just like that, the online world faded away. Now they were standing face to face. The moment was quiet. Liam and Mallory stood just a few feet apart, but the air between them felt heavy with nerves. After so many messages, calls and video chats, standing in the same space felt strange, like meeting a pen pal for the first time after years of writing. Mallory looked down at her shoes. "So, this is weird, right?" Liam laughed softly. "A little, but not bad weird." She smiled. "I feel like I've known you forever, but now I don't know where to put my hands." Liam chuckled. "Same here." They walked inside her apartment. It was small but cozy. A soft candle burned in the corner, and a blanket was thrown over the couch. Mallory had baked cookies, and the smell made the place feel warm. They sat at opposite ends of the couch at first, sipping water and talking carefully, like strangers trying to find the rhythm again. "You don't talk as much in person," Mallory teased. "I'm still trying to believe this is real," Liam admitted. They both laughed, and the tension started to melt. After a while, Mallory brought out an old photo album. "I wanted to show you the real me," she said, "not just the version from now." They flicked through pictures. Mallory as a little girl with missing teeth, her with her dog, her in the hospital a few years ago smiling even though her hair was gone. "This is the version I was scared to show," she whispered. Liam looked at her and shook his head gently. "You're brave, Mallory. Braver than you think." For the first time since he arrived, she reached out and held his hand. And somehow, that quiet touch said everything. The next day, Mallory and Liam decided to spend the afternoon outside. The weather was clear and sunny, one of those rare days in Washington when the sky was blue and the breeze was just right. Mallory wore a soft yellow sweater, and Liam grabbed coffee for both of them before they headed to a quiet park nearby. They walked slowly, side by side, letting the conversation come naturally. For the first time, they didn't need a screen between them. The nervousness from the day before had faded, replaced by something comfortable and calm. Mallory pointed at a group of ducks near a pond and laughed. "I used to feed those ducks when I was little. I thought one of them followed me home once." Liam smiled. "Did it?" "No, but I left a trail of breadcrumbs just in case." They sat on a bench and sipped their coffee. A kid rode by on a bike. Someone nearby was playing soft music. It all felt peaceful, like the world had slowed down just for them. Liam turned to her. "You know what this feels like?" "A scene from a movie," Mallory said. "Exactly." She looked at him. Her face was soft, her eyes steady. "Can I tell you something?" "Anything." "I never thought I'd be enough for someone, that someone would want the real me." Liam reached over and tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. "You are enough, Mallory, more than enough." She blinked quickly, like she didn't want to cry. "I'm glad I stopped hiding." "Me too," Liam said. And as the sun lowered behind the trees, they sat in quiet happiness. Two people who once met through a lie, now building something true. The weekend passed faster than either of them expected. One moment Liam was arriving nervously at her doorstep, and the next, it was Sunday afternoon and his bag was packed again. His car was waiting outside, and Mallory stood by the door, her arms folded tightly across her chest. "So, back to reality?" she asked with a half smile. Liam nodded, not quite ready to leave. "I guess so, but this doesn't have to be goodbye." Mallory looked down. "I know, I didn't think it would feel this hard." He reached for her hand. "Hey, We'll see each other again soon. You said you wanted to visit Oregon, remember? She looked up and nodded. I did say that. I still want to. There was a pause. Do you think we can really make this work? Mallory asked softly. I mean, after everything? Liam took a deep breath. I do. It started off messy, sure, but now it feels honest and real. That's more than I've had in a long time. Mallory smiled, but her eyes were glassy. He pulled her into a hug. This time, it wasn't awkward. It felt like something solid, like they were saying more with that one hug than any text or video ever could. When they pulled apart, Liam opened the car door but didn't get in right away. This isn't goodbye, Mallory, it's just, see you later. Promise? She asked. Promise, he replied. She stood on the porch and waved as he drove away, his tail lights disappearing around the corner. Mallory touched her phone in her pocket. The screen was dark, but she smiled anyway. For the first time in a long time, she didn't feel alone. Because now someone knew the real her, and still stayed. Back in Oregon, Liam returned to his usual routine. Emails, design work, and late-night coffee. But something was different now. Every time his phone lit up with Mallory's name, he smiled, without even thinking. The girl he had once doubted was now the person he looked forward to talking to the most. They texted all day, video called in the evenings, and planned their next visit. Mallory even began sending voice notes instead of typed messages. Her laugh, her sighs, the way she whispered goodnight before bed. It made Liam feel like she was right there beside him. One morning she sent him a video of herself dancing in her kitchen in pajamas. Don't laugh, I was just happy, she wrote. Liam didn't laugh. He watched the video 3 times. Then he replied, I love this version of you. Mallory's response came quickly. So do I. Over the next few weeks, their connection grew deeper. They started dreaming about what life would be like if they lived closer. They even joked about sharing a place someday, just a little thought, hidden in between silly memes and photos of their meals. But, with every new moment, something quietly bloomed. Trust. For the first time, Liam didn't feel like he was chasing love. And Mallory didn't feel like she had to hide to be loved. They were building something soft but strong, something that didn't need perfect pictures or filters. Just 2 people choosing each other over and over again. And even though the future still held questions, the present felt like the best answer they could ask for. It was a quiet Friday evening when Mallory heard a knock at her door. She wasn't expecting anyone. Her hair was in a bun, and she was halfway through making popcorn for movie night with Liam, virtually of course. She opened the door, slowly, and froze. Standing there was her older sister Rachel. They hadn't spoken in almost a year. Hey, Rachel said awkwardly, holding a small overnight bag. I was in the area. I thought maybe we could talk? Mallory stepped aside. Sure, yeah, come in. Rachel looked around the apartment and smiled a little. Looks cozy in here. You've done a lot with the place. Mallory nodded, still unsure why her sister had really come. They sat down on the couch, and for a while it was just small talk, but then Rachel asked the question. So, who's Liam? Mallory's heart skipped. How do you know about him? Mum mentioned you were talking to someone. She follows your Instagram. You posted a picture of your hand holding his the other day. Mallory smiled shyly. He's someone who knows the real me. Rachel raised her eyebrows. Really? Even the whole fake profile part? Mallory nodded slowly. Yeah, and he stayed. Rachel looked surprised. Then, after a moment, she reached out and took her sister's hand. I'm proud of you, Mallory. I know I haven't always been close, but I see you trying, and I'm glad someone else does too. Mallory blinked back tears. Thanks, she whispered. And just like that, someone from her past had come back, and didn't turn away. The walls Mallory had built were starting to fall, and love was finding a way in from all directions. A few weeks later, Mallory came to visit Liam in Oregon for the first time. She took a bus down and stayed in a small hotel nearby, just like Liam had done. This time, they weren't nervous. They had already seen each other's worst and best. Now, it was time to see if real life felt as good as the calls. Liam picked her up from the station. She wore a hoodie and jeans, her hair pulled back into a ponytail. She looked exactly like herself. Hey you, she said with a smile. Hey you, he smiled back. That weekend they did everything couples do. Grocery shopping, walking through bookstores, cooking dinner together. It was simple, but it felt right. They had a rhythm already, like two people who had known each other for years. But real life also brought new tests. Mallory got overwhelmed at the busy grocery store and froze in the middle of an aisle. Liam noticed and gently took her hand. "We can leave," he whispered. "We don't need anything that badly." Later, Liam got frustrated when his computer crashed in the middle of a client meeting. Mallory didn't push or try to fix it. She just made him tea and sat beside him in silence. They learned something that weekend. Love wasn't just about cute texts and heart emojis. It was about patience when things went wrong. Kindness when someone shut down. Soft words when the world got too loud. By the time she had to go back home, they were both quiet again, but this time for a different reason. Because now they knew what they had was real, and the real world didn't break it. It made it stronger. A few days after Mallory returned home, Liam noticed something different. Her messages were shorter. Her replies took longer. During their evening video calls, she smiled less, laughed less. When he asked what was wrong, she always said the same thing. "I'm fine, just tired." But Liam could tell something was bothering her. One night, as they ended a short call, Mallory whispered something that caught him off guard. "Do you ever wonder if we're just pretending this will work?" Liam's heart sank. "What do you mean?" She hesitated. "I mean, what if we're only holding on because we don't want to start over again?" Liam didn't know what to say at first. He had felt things get quieter, but he thought it was just stress or the distance. Now, he wasn't so sure. "Do you want to stop?" he asked, voice low. Mallory quickly shook her head. "No, I don't want that. I think I'm scared." "Of what?" "Of being loved for real, of messing it up, of not being enough." Liam sighed. "Mallory, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be honest." She looked at him through the screen, her eyes tired but soft. "Even when I get like this?" "Especially when you get like this," Liam said. There was a long pause, then finally Mallory nodded. "Okay." And just like that, the doubt didn't disappear, but it had a light shining on it now, something honest, something true. Because real love didn't mean feeling perfect all the time. It meant staying even when the doubts whispered in the dark. A few days later, Liam decided to do something different. Instead of texting or calling, he wrote Mallory a letter. Not a message, not an email, a real, handwritten letter. In it, he told her things he had never shared before, about the pain from his last relationship, how he once stopped painting for a year because he felt like no one cared, how he used to walk to the same lake every Saturday and wonder if he'd ever feel whole again. He ended the letter with this: "You make me feel like I'm not invisible anymore. That's not pretending. That's real. And if you're scared, I'll stay until the fear fades." He mailed the letter the next morning. 3 days later, Mallory called. She didn't say hello right away. She was crying softly. "You wrote everything I was too afraid to say out loud," she whispered. "I meant every word," Liam said. Mallory took a deep breath. "I think I've always wanted love, but I didn't believe I deserved it. That's why I created someone else. Someone prettier, louder, more perfect. But that wasn't you," Liam said gently. "And I didn't fall in love with her. I fell in love with the person who stayed up with me when I was sick, who remembered my favorite songs, who said goodnight every night for 2 months straight." Mallory wiped her face. "I want to believe that." "Then let me help you," Liam replied, "one day at a time." That night, they didn't say much, but they stayed on the call longer than usual, just sitting there, screen to screen, heart to heart. Because sometimes love doesn't need big words, just quiet truth, and someone willing to hear it. Mallory sat at her kitchen table, staring at her phone. She had been thinking about something for days now, and it wouldn't go away. If she and Liam were going to keep growing together, she had to start being honest with everyone, not just him. She called her mum. "Hey, sweetie, how are you?" her mum asked cheerfully. Mallory took a deep breath. "I'm okay, but I need to tell you something." Her voice shook as she spoke. She told her mum about Liam, about how they met online, about the fake profile she had used, and most of all, she told her the truth about how she had changed. There was silence on the other end of the call. "I know it sounds bad," Mallory said quickly, "but I stopped pretending. He knows the real me now. He saw past the lie. Her mum finally spoke. "You know, I always worried that you were hiding from the world. I never imagined you were hiding from yourself, too." Mallory blinked. "So? You're not mad?" "I'm proud of you for telling the truth," her mum said. "And if this boy sees the real you and still stays, he might just be a keeper." Mallory smiled. "Thank you, Mum." Later that night, she told Liam what happened. "She knows everything," Mallory said, "and she didn't hate me for it." Liam smiled through the screen. "That's because the truth doesn't always push people away. Sometimes it pulls the right ones closer." Mallory nodded, her heart lighter. One more wall had come down, and for the first time in years, she wasn't afraid of being seen, not just by Liam, but by the whole world. One afternoon, Mallory sent Liam a message with a single photo attached. "Open when you're alone," it said. Liam waited until the evening, when he was home with a cup of tea and soft music playing. He opened the message slowly, his heart beating fast. It was a picture of Mallory. Not a selfie, not filtered or staged, just her sitting on her windowsill, wearing glasses and an oversized sweater, the light from the sun warming her face. Her eyes looked straight at the camera. There was no hiding, no pretending. Below the photo she had written, "This is me, no edits, no lies, just the girl who never thought she'd be loved for who she really is." Liam stared at the picture for a long time. Then he saved it to a folder labeled "Real Things." He replied, "This is my favorite photo of you, ever." Mallory sent back a shy emoji. Liam added, "It's not just your face I see. It's your strength. It's everything you've shared with me, everything you've overcome." She replied, "You make me feel seen." He typed back, "Because I do see you, all of you." That night, they didn't need a long conversation. Just a few honest words, and that one image said more than 100 chats ever could. In a world full of perfect pictures and fake filters, Mallory had finally sent a photo that mattered. Because this time it wasn't about looking flawless. It was about being real and being loved for it. It was a quiet Wednesday when Liam got the message. "Come spend the weekend here," Mallory wrote. "Not at a hotel this time. Stay with me." Liam smiled as he read it. They had visited each other a few times by now, but this was different. This wasn't just a meet-up. This felt like something more. "Are you sure?" he replied. "I don't want to crowd your space." "I'm sure," Mallory said. "I want you here, for real." That Friday, Liam packed an overnight bag, but this time it felt like he was packing for a future. He brought more than clothes. He brought his favorite mug, his sketch pad, and the book Mallory had once said she wanted to read. When he arrived, she met him at the door with a warm hug and a nervous smile. "I cleaned the whole place for you," she teased, "even the junk drawer." They cooked dinner together, danced around the kitchen to old songs, and stayed up talking until midnight. Liam felt like every moment with her was building towards something bigger, something lasting. Before bed, Mallory looked at him and said quietly, "I've never had someone in this space before, not like this. It's scary, but it feels right." Liam took her hand. "It feels right to me too." That night, they fell asleep on the couch, wrapped in the same blanket, the TV playing softly in the background. And for the first time, Mallory didn't feel like she was living in a story she made up. She was living in something real. A relationship that began with lies, now held together by trust. On Sunday morning, Mallory posted a photo of her and Liam on her social media. It wasn't fancy, just the two of them on the couch, half smiling, wrapped in a blanket. Her caption was simple. "This is us, not perfect, but real." She felt proud sharing it. For the first time, she wasn't pretending. She wanted people to see her life for what it truly was. But a few hours later, a comment popped up under the post. "Wait, wasn't this the girl who used fake pics to catfish someone?" Mallory stared at it. Her stomach sank. She had no idea who the person was, just some random account. But the words hit hard, like a slap to the past she was still healing from. She tried to ignore it, but more comments followed. Some were curious, some were cruel. Liam found her in the kitchen later, staring blankly at her phone. "What's wrong?" he asked. She handed it to him silently. He read the comments, his jaw tightening. Mallory looked down. "I knew this would happen. I don't get to start over." People don't let you. Liam set the phone down and gently turned her to face him. Hey, what they say doesn't matter. They don't know your story. They don't know your heart. I do. But it still hurts, she whispered. I know, he said, and it's okay to hurt, but you don't have to run from it anymore, not alone. Mallory leaned into his chest, holding back tears. The internet might have remembered the lie, but Liam only saw the truth standing right in front of him. And that was all she needed to keep going. A few days after the social media post, Mallory received a private message from someone she didn't recognize. Hi, I know this might sound strange, but I think I was one of the people you used to talk to when you were using that old profile. Her heart dropped. She clicked the message and read more. You probably don't remember me, we only chatted for a few days, but I always wondered what happened. I was a little hurt back then, not gonna lie, but seeing your new post, I get it now. It takes guts to be real. Mallory sat frozen for a second. She expected hate, judgment, or cold words. But this was grace. She typed slowly. Thank you. I really am sorry. I didn't do it to hurt anyone. I just didn't think I'd be accepted as myself. The person replied, I understand. I'm glad you're living your truth now. That takes more strength than most people have. Mallory stared at the screen, her eyes welled with tears, not because she was ashamed, but because someone from her past had chosen understanding over anger. Later, she told Liam about it. Wow, he said. That's unexpected. It made me realize something, Mallory said. I'm not that girl anymore. I don't need to keep dragging her with me. Liam nodded. You're growing and healing. She smiled. Yeah, and it's the first time I'm doing it while being completely myself. That night, Mallory deleted the old fake account for good. Not because she wanted to hide it, but because she no longer needed it. It was a chilly evening in October. Mallory and Liam were walking along a quiet trail near the lake in her town, the same one she used to visit alone when she felt invisible. Now, with Liam's hand wrapped gently in hers, the world felt warmer. They didn't speak much. The wind rustled through the trees and leaves crunched under their shoes. It was peaceful, like the universe had pressed pause just for them. Liam stopped walking and turned to face her. There's something I've been thinking about, he said. Mallory looked up, her heart skipping. What is it? He reached into his jacket pocket, not for a ring, not for a big gesture, just a folded note. You're the one who wrote to me with honesty, even after lying. You're the one who let me see the broken parts, and still, you stayed. I've never felt anything this real. He opened the note. Inside were 4 simple words. Want to move in together? Mallory blinked, her breath caught. I don't mean tomorrow, Liam said quickly. I want us to start something that's ours, something with no hiding, no fear, just us. Tears filled her eyes. Are you sure? I've never been more sure. She took the note from his hands, folded it back up and tucked it in her coat. Okay, she whispered, let's do it. They stood there in the quiet, wrapped in the golden light of a setting sun, 2 people who met through lies. Now planning a future built on nothing but truth. And for Mallory, that answer wasn't just about a home. It was the first time she truly said yes to herself. 3 months later, Liam and Mallory stood inside their new apartment. It wasn't big and it wasn't fancy. The walls were still bare, boxes were stacked in corners, and the furniture hadn't all arrived yet. But to them, it was perfect. This is ours, Liam said, dropping a box of mugs on the kitchen counter. Mallory nodded, her face glowing. Our first space, with no lies, no screens, no pretending. She pulled out a small frame from one of her boxes. Inside was the photo of the 2 of them on her couch, the one that had started all the online attention. She placed it on a shelf near the door. You sure you want to keep that one up? Liam asked. Absolutely, she smiled. It's a reminder that we went through something hard and we still chose each other. Later that night, they sat on the floor, eating pizza from the box and laughing about how Liam accidentally packed socks in the silverware drawer. When it got quiet, Mallory rested her head on his shoulder. You know, there was a time I thought I didn't deserve any of this, that I'd have to keep pretending forever. Liam looked at her and gently took her hand. And now? Now, she whispered, I know I'm enough. Because you didn't fall in love with a fake version of me. You fell in love with the girl who finally decided to stop hiding. Liam smiled. And of keep falling for every new version you become. They clinked their soda cans together in a quiet toast. To truth, Mallory said. To us, Liam added. And in that small apartment filled with boxes, soft lights, and honest love, their real story was only just beginning. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.